The ancient Babylonians are said to have been the first people to make New Year's resolutions some 4,000 years ago. They were also the first to hold recorded celebrations in honor of the New Year. New Year's resolutions have existed since the early 19th century and perhaps as far back as the late 17th century. Not only were people making resolutions 2,000 years ago, but they were also breaking them and using them as excuses for bad behavior before the new year. According to Wikipedia, New Year's resolution is a tradition most common in the Western world, but also found in the Eastern world, in which a person resolves to continue good practices, change an undesired trait or behavior, accomplish a personal goal, or otherwise improve their behavior at the beginning of a calendar year. The goals are often personal or corporate, aimed at improving one's lifestyle within the calendar of the particular year. It is a time many people want a second chance to improve the quality of their lives. For instance, some resolve to lose weight, while others hope to spend more time with family and friends. Some say at least once every month they will indulge in pleasure. The new year offers a blank slate, an opportunity to get things right. Making New Year's resolutions is inherently hopeful and optimistic. One expects things to get better, from work experience to community service. The positive view of the future, in turn, tends to motivate action.
Every year, some people resolve that I am going to toe this line of action or to abstain from this kind of behavior. I think all of this is to, improve on the character content of our personality, or to help us build our moral fiber. By that I mean that we sort of reorganize our priorities for the year in order to achieve growth. It could be growth in productivity, it could be growth in your interrelationship with people, or growth in other spheres of life. But in all, resolutions are made with the view of seeking to become a better person for that particular year, or to improve the workings of your hands, or to improve your character content or your personality. That's what resolution is about. But the challenge is not in making the resolution, it is to develop that moral fortitude to be able to see through and walk through some of those issues that you have resolved either to abstain or to improve upon. So the majority of people, most times, some could see themselves, seeing those resolutions through to the first quarter of the year. Some could go as far as the middle of the year. Only very few people will get to see their resolution to the end. Because as time goes by, you see that the moral fiber to uphold those issues they have resolved to either improve or to abstain from, the moral fiber begin to weaken, and as such you see that they will now go back to the same place where they were before the issue.
When anybody embark on a new year resolution is just a decision that somebody will embark on and said, okay, the old life I live in the previous year, I am making a resolution that this year I don't want to live that kind of life. There are a lot of people last year, their previous year, they may live a kind of life, they may exhibit some kind of characters which they would not say, this year I want to have a commitment, I want to take a decision with God, and a personal decision that this year, those kind of old life I lived last year, I don't want to live it this year. These are resolutions that a lot of people really embark on at a very given year. You see, a lot of people making resolution is easier said and done. A lot of people make some resolution that this is what I will do, but at the time they get to the quarter of the year, they forget their resolutions. They will no longer remember, because at that given time they have that zeal, that seriousness is there, that this is what I want to. But at the time they are joining in the year, they discover that they forget about the resolution that they made.
I don't make New Year resolutions, because every day with me is I resolve all the things I do regularly. So there are no specific resolutions for any New Year, because the things I do are the things I face daily, and I confront them as I come.
New Year resolution, to me, is a decision, and everyone is bound to make decision at one point or the other in life. But when we come to New Year, it's like a new beginning. You will agree with me that most people take their New Year from their birthday celebration. Probably their birthday is in August, that begins a new year for them. But generally, January, the beginning of the month of the year, is a new year. And when you make decisions, 365 days is not just tomorrow. One may not be able to take it to the end, because man, being what he is, are bound to fail and make mistakes. Only God is infallible. However, when you make decisions, you are at the same time bringing some regulatory to your life. To me, any policy by way of decision making that is not policed by the individual is bound to fail. So if you make any decision by way of resolution that this is what I want to do this year, this is what I don't want to do anymore, then you must be able to follow it up. And whereupon you fail, should not deter you from rising up and setting the pace again.
The word resolution is simply our resolve, that we have resolved either to improve on what we're already doing or to abstain from anything we perceive as not being in line with the new kind of projections we want to do for our own image. I, as a person, make resolution myself. I do, yes.
I believe that New Year resolution is not important, because many people that make New Year resolution at the end of the year, they may not fulfill it. What I see as a New Year resolution is, before you enter the new year, before the crossover night, is dropping away bad habits. Is what I see as a New Year resolution. For example, if I steal and I enter the new year, I'm not in 2023, I'm still 2022. Anyone that cross over with a old habit to a new year, we have not crossed over. Maybe you only change calendar. It's not between you change calendar and you enter new year. So if you enter the new year with an old habit, you are still 2022. You only change calendar. New year means something new. It's a new year, new life, new opportunity, new habit. Dropping the old habit and entering the new year, to me, is a new year. So not carrying the old habit to enter the new year, then you now make, I will stop smoking, I will stop humanizing, I will serve Jesus, I will do like this. No, you are not. You have entered the new year.
Personally, I don't make New Year resolutions. I believe in planning ahead of the year and setting goals and try as much as you can to pursue those goals. But resolution as in, this year I must do this, I must do that, I'm going to avoid this, I'm going to avoid that. I don't make such resolutions. For the fact that I don't make New Year resolutions does not also mean I condemn those who make New Year resolution. My advice personally to whoever chooses to make New Year resolution is to ensure that whatever you are saying you want to achieve as a resolution, try as much as you can to discipline yourself to ensure that you are focused to achieve it.
My New Year resolution. Should I start with my last year? Say last year I had 2 resolutions that I won't take alcohol and I'll make sure I have 1 million naira in my savings account. Yes, the first one I was able to do it throughout last year. I didn't take any alcohol. But was I able to save up to 1 million naira in my account? Obviously no. Alright. But for this year, I have 2 resolutions or 2 promises I've made to myself. 1, I'll make sure not to hurt anybody this year. Then 2, I'll make sure the resolution I had last year to have 1 million naira in my savings account. This year, I plan on doing that.
Many people make New Year's resolutions. However, majority will also fail to achieve them. But making resolution is still a good idea with plenty of positive effects. A lot of resolutions fail because they are not the right resolutions, and a resolution may be wrong for reasons such as a resolution created based on what someone else or society is telling one to change, and one does not have a realistic plan for achieving such resolution.
But I want to encourage people. Joshua made a resolution that he will only serve the God of the God of Hebrew. That he said, as for me and my household, we shall serve the Lord. And he was committed to that resolution. He was committed to that decision. He was committed to that statement. He was committed to that vow, to that covenant that he made with God. And at the end of it, he was blessed. If people can make resolutions and they abide to the resolution that they made, there is no way the outcome of it will always yield results.
For us as Christians, when you make resolutions, you must back it up with the Spirit of God. You must back it up with prayers. You must back it up with the presence of the Holy Spirit. Otherwise, you cannot do it by your power. We cannot do anything without God. Apostle Paul says in the Philippians, he said, I can do all things through Christ that strengtheneth me. So when you make resolutions as a Christian, you are depending on God, and it becomes more spiritual for you, not just physical thing. So you allow the Spirit of God to take over, and by so doing, you will definitely succeed.
It takes personal discipline and character to see through to some of these things, because it is easy to say yes, I want to do this, no, I want to abstain from this, but how do you see to the execution of these things you have tabled down or outlined for the year? So you must have and develop that personal discipline where you will be seen as a man of character, as a man of discipline. It's a personal determination, it's a personal resolve within you. It's not something that somebody helps you to keep or to bring to pass. It is within yourself, because in the first place you resolved within yourself, and before somebody resolves or makes his resolution, it is not something you convince him to do. It is a resolution, a resolve, where you have considered and said, I've come to this decision, I've come to this resolution, I've come to this, that henceforth I will either not do this, or henceforth I will improve on this, or I will reorganize my priority for the year. And all of it all is to promote growth in our endeavors, in our businesses, in our outlook, character outlook as persons, as individuals, because we want to be a better person for the year. We want to be perceived as a better individual. So that is the essence of making resolution. So, but like I said, the challenge is seeing this through. Many do resolution for the year, but only few see it to the end.
There is no limit to the number of resolutions one can make in a year. You can make as much as you perceive or resolve to see through. So there's no limit. But that does not mean you encumber yourself, you overburden yourself with so many resolutions at the same time. So it's also good that when you're making resolution, you must come to the specifics. There must be specific resolution you want to. You cannot say this year I want to have money. You must say how you want to have money. How do you intend to go about it? What are the ideas you're going to put into? So you don't make a general resolution, you make specific resolution that you can see through, and you do not overburden yourself with too many resolutions at the same time. You can cut them in bits. Sometimes you can, segment them. You can say for the first quarter, these are my resolution. For the second, I intend to achieve this. Third and fourth and all of that. Generally, these are my overall. In making resolution, particularly when it comes to business, there must be a primary target. You must set a goal, which your target will be this. My goal is to achieve this, but there must be some targets you want to use in reaching the goal. Now, if you take your goal and place it at the end of the year, which is at the end, this is the target, the goal you want to achieve. You now look at your target. What is my target for the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter? Or you can also break this target into monthly. What's my target for the month? In order, all of it is geared towards achieving that main goal. Towards achieving the main goal. Because, for instance, if you say, I'm just saying for the saying, let's say you say I want ₦1 million in a year, and then that's for 1 year. If you can break that ₦1 million into 12 places, then you have a target for each month. And if you take whatever you have for each month and break it into 4 weeks, in a month, that's a target per week. So you can even simplify your target or your goal or your aspiration or your resolution, simplify them into bits so that it can be achievable in bits, but all gears towards achieving your set goal for that year. But if you overburden yourself with too many ideas, too many resolutions, too many issues, priorities set, at times you might forget some of them. At times you might not remember exactly what you have resolved to do in some cases. So it is always good to have few of it and be focused, and in fact it's a matter of priority. Take the things that matter most, that will tend to project you more, that will tend to improve on your outlook, improve on your business endeavor and all of that. Take all of that and focus on them. Once you achieve one, you can move on to. Then let us not also forget moral resolutions too. When I say you resolve to abstain, and in fact, funny to say that sometimes when you resolve to abstain from something, that is when the thing comes staring you in the face. So that is where I said you must develop that moral fiber to say no. Let your no not only be heard, but must be seen to be your no. Not just to be heard as your no, but it must be seen as your no. So you must develop that resilience to say no to the things you say no, and to say yes to the things you want to improve upon. So in all, I think resolutions are good. It helps to create a better personality for each and every one of us. It improves our character content. It makes us more focused. We will become more focused. It makes us, aspire to greater heights, and also improve our relationship with our Creator.
One goals should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, and absolutely clear. This year, stop the cycle of resolving to make change and then not following through. If a resolution is to take better care of oneself and get healthy, one will have a much better year if the resolution sticks. The surest way to fall short of one's goal is to make such goal unattainable. For instance, resolving to never eat one's favorite food again is setting one up to fail. Instead, strive for a goal that is attainable, such as avoiding it more often. Resolutions should not be made on New Year's Eve. If one waits until the last minute, it will be based on one's mindset that particular day. Instead, it should be planned before December 31st arrives. Decide how you will deal with the temptation to skip that exercise, class, or have that piece of cake. This could include calling on a friend for help, practicing positive thinking and self-talk, or reminding oneself how bad behavior will affect one's goal.
So a lot of people make resolution, but sometimes they are not keeping to it. But keeping to your resolution is very, very important, because if you fail to keep to it, at the end of the day, you will fall by the wayside. But those who really keep to their resolution, they always have dividend. They always have, there is a blessing, there is always a fulfillment at the end thereof. I encourage people, you see, a lot of people, last year they didn't go to church, but some people make a decision that this year I must be committed to God. And the Bible says if you are willing and obedient to the Lord and to the resolution and to the decision you made, there is no way you will not be blessed. And if people made resolutions, they must definitely be blessed when they abide to that resolution that they have made.
So Percy are still living in 2021. So Percy are still living in 2020, even though we are already in 2023. What makes that is that they are still living the old life of 2023 or 2020 in 2023. So my own take on new resolution is that when you enter the new year with an old habit, you are still in the old year. You have no crossover. So you don't even have any stake to take in your resolution. So in your resolution, in changing new habit, you enter the new year. You start entering the new year from August, September. That's when you change things. I want to enter a new year. I don't want to cross over being a debtor. I need to pay my debt. I don't want to borrow anymore. I take a stand not to borrow again. So I believe that there's nothing to pick one and change over it. The best way, before you enter the new year, you have to stop habit. People, my viewer out there, they are still in 2020, some of them are in 2021. Please begin to enter 2021, 2022, and enter 2023. And the only way is to change your attitude. That is the new year. Like as I said, many people just change calendar. They only just flip it over. We are now flipping over. New year is not changing calendar. New year is when you change your habit. That is the new year.
The new year resolutions to me is very, very important. Yes, even if you fail to carry out your last year new year resolution, make fresh one. Man is bound to fail, but you can always rise. And the importance is that it puts you on a guide. It sets a standard for you, and that becomes your own yardstick of measuring your pace, your development, your progress, your success, your promotion. And with God helping you, you will definitely succeed, because every resolution is toward making success and impact in life.
A resolution should not be kept secret. Tell friends and family members who will be there to support the resolve to change for the better or improve one's health. The best case scenario is to find a buddy who shares one's New Year's resolutions and motivate each other. The key to achieving success is to not give up. Navigating the ups and downs is what leads to change. It is learning to adapt, be flexible, and most importantly, how to be kind to yourself. Don't give up when you sleep. Put pen to paper and make a new plan. Success is in the details. Caroline Okunji on Special Report.